Hello YouTube, once again, this is me, Retro Mag Fan, and welcome to one of my very first DVD collection videos. Now what I'm going to do today is a DVD collection on the film studio that you just saw at the start. Of course, that is Miramax Home Entertainment. I do have a good amount of DVDs from them. So anyway, I'm going to do this. I will notify you whether some of these are original or re-releases. I do have another Miramax DVD, but there's a 2-disc one, and I'll be showing them in my 2-disc collection very soon. Also, just ignore these titles. These ones are from Touchstone, which I'll do a collection video on them very soon, and just ignore that one one's VCI. So anyway, and anywho, let's just get started. The first title we have here is Moanas Wedding. This is a 1995 Australian comedy, I believe. This is a Touchstone release, but it is still a Miramax film, obviously, because it has the Miramax logo there, and also their logo appears at the start of the DVD. So there's the spine of the DVD cover you're just seeing right now, and the back. As you can see, they've added nothing. That is where the classification stuff would go. Let's take a look inside. Now, normally, early Touchstone, Disney, and Buena Vista releases would have this white disc. They also used this for when they were distributed by Warner Home Video. And this also comes with this leaflet with chapter search indexes. So there you go, that's Moanas Wedding. Next one we have is a British film, Her Majesty Mrs Brown, which this one I believe was actually going to go on air on WGBH Mobile Masterpiece Theatre, but Miramax picked the film up and released it in cinemas instead. This one is in widescreen this time, whilst Wedding wasn't in widescreen. And once again, no hologram on the spine, but there's a hologram on the back, which is a different one. That is the film strip one that they used around 2002 or 3, I'm not quite sure, but the original one was a circle on it. And yep, WGBH Mobile Masterpiece Theatre. Let's take a look inside. You've got no chapter search index at all, but you get a shiny white disc. Next one I have is Starsky Hutch, which this is a 2003 or 4 comedy based around the TV show that was produced by Columbia TriStar, but this was done by Dimension Films and Warner Brothers Pictures, which Warner Brothers did the American distribution. This is actually a Dimension film, but I've included in here since it was re-released by Miramax, and this was a short-lived company called Dimension Miramax, so you can't see it very well. And unlike the other 2 DVDs, the hologram is on the spine. Yeah, Film Factory. And instead of a shiny white disc, you have the current picture of Starsky Hutch, as well as this hologram circle around the disc. There we are. That's Starsky Hutch. Next one is Chicago, which this is a film that won 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. And there's also a 2-disc version of this as well, but this is just the 1-disc standard release version, of course. And again, it's got the hologram, the circle hologram, instead of the the film strip that was on the spine of the last DVD you just saw. And unlike the other one, there's no hologram around the circle of the DVD, but it still is the exact original copy. Up next is Memoirs of Vega. This film isn't actually a Miramax film like the other ones. This is actually done by Columbia and DreamWorks for Spyglass and Anne Boleyn, but a few Spyglass films were distributed by Buena Vista in the UK, and this was one of them, and this was the last one, as Spyglass films would be distributed by Optimum Releasing. So there's a sticker there that says "See inside for great holiday offer to Japan." And so yeah, There's the film strip hologram again. You've got the circle hologram again, and inside the little advert for piracy-is-a-crime.com and the offer to Japan. There you go, that's Memoirs of Vega, if I'm pronouncing that right. Back to Miramax produced films again with Shall We Dance, and I apologise for this little black circle around here, it's just my iPad case. I think this is a remake of an American version of a Japanese film which was also called Shall We Dance, I'm not quite sure. Is it? Yeah, it is based on the Japanese film. That was also the same name. And yet again, you've got the shiny circle hologram. Not much to say about Shall We Dance, but there you go. Dirty Dancing 2 is next, and obviously this was the sequel to Dirty Dancing, which I also have on DVD, which will be shown in the 2-disc collection. So this was also produced with Lionsgate, the distributors of the first film, and they would soon also become the distributors for some of the well-known Miramax titles. And yet again, you've got the circle hologram. There you go, that's Dirty Dancing 2. Up next is The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, which was one of the last few Buena Vista distributed Miramax titles before they closed down and were sold to Film Yard Holdings. Now this one I have is the rental copy, which I found in a charity shop. And one of my teachers have this, but it is the Lionsgate version. And like I said, this is the rental copy. Inside, it's a white disc, and coming soon to enter on DVD is Doubt, and the crudely drawn 17 as well. And next one I have is Emma, yet again another Touchstone release, but a Miramax film. Also, I do apologise if this black thing gets in the bloody way. I'm trying to fucking get rid of it, but it won't go. So there you go. Again, another original release, and I got this from Poundland because it says replay DVD there. It's a shiny disc, includes a different language, and Emma Libertuse, and the chapter list. Life is Beautiful is up next, and this was a film done by Roberto Benigni, which won 3 Academy Awards. What's most interesting about this DVD is that it also includes the original Italian language, something that Miramax doesn't normally do, but kind of surprising. Yet again, shiny disc and same chapter index again. Shine is next, and yet again it is not a Miramax produced film. This was actually distributed by Fine Line Features in America, but Miramax had the UK distribution here. And this was the only original Miramax release that I found at HMV, because all the other ones are re-releases, which we are about to get to at the moment. And like most of my other DVDs, this does not include the Buena Vista hologram, but it is still the original copy, because this is the actual disc, the actual shiny disc. And the last of the original Miramax DVDs I have is Happy Texas. This is the original version I found at a post office and post office, and this version is actually getting pretty hard to find. The newer Studio Canal version has replaced this version, so I'm pretty lucky to find this one. We've got scene selection, and inside is an advert for Scary Movie 2, I Love Trouble, Flirting with Disaster, Bubble Boy and the Pallbearer. Let's see if I'm pronouncing it right, but there you go, that's Happy Texas, the last of the original Miramax DVDs that I have. Okay, and now we're moving on to the DVDs distributed by Lionsgate and Studio Canal, aka Optimum, which was done after Disney sold Miramax to Film Yard Holdings. So anywho, let's take a look at the DVDs now. So the first few titles of the re-release versions I have is all 3 of the original Spy Kids films they have in their library, which these 3 came in the Spy Kids trilogy, 3-disc set, which I found at Morrison's. So yeah, very cheap. It was very cheap and a rather good price, so I just bought it, and it comes in this box, which I'm not going to open, but you pretty much get the point. Anyway, let's look at the actual DVDs themselves. Okay, so we start off with the first Spy Kids, of course, the very first one in the series. Probably the best out of the lot, to be honest. You can tell it's a re-release because it has the Miramax logo, you know, everywhere. And, of course, this was distributed by Lionsgate. Of course, I am quite impressed how they keep the Buena Vista label and they don't use their own label, you know, Buena Vista design, they don't use their own design like for the Blu-rays. So yeah, all Buena Vista references are removed from these new re-releases. Next up comes its second film, The Island of Lost Dreams. This again has the exact same Buena Vista design as the other one did. We've got quite a few bonus features on there, which is quite good. And this was the only one to not be rated G in Ireland. It was rated PG instead. And lastly is the third film, Game Over, which was unfortunately game over for most of the original cast. As I have seen a bit of the fourth one, and it's not really that good, to be honest. It's a bit absolute shit. But this is the 2D version. Obviously, this is the 2D version. Lionsgate and Miramax did not release a 3D version. But there was an original release by Buena Vista where there were both the 2D and the 3D versions. But now this 2D version has replaced that version. And the last of the Lionsgate distributed titles is Lasse Hallström's Chocolat. Believe it or not, this is an interesting fact. I was born on the exact same day as Lasse Hallström was. He was born on the 2nd of June 1947. So yeah. And unlike the other DVDs, this one has a boring grey disc. Alrighty, next up is the Studio Canal release titles that I have, which I start off with the latest one in my library, The Hours, which this is a film that was also done by Paramount Pictures. They have the American distribution to the film, but Miramax has distribution to the rest of the country. I do like how they've kept the 90th anniversary logo instead of replacing it with their own logo, and the newer one, and this is rated 15 in Ireland. Up next is Kinky Boots from the creators of Calendar Girls, which brings the company Harbour Pictures. Yep, Harbour Pictures, of course. I don't really have that much to say about this one. But of course, all Buena Vista references are removed. Don't like keep saying that. Next one I have is the Aviator, which I'm getting the original version as well, the original 2-disc version that was released by Buena Vista. Again, not much to say about this, but it has not much at all on the disc. And finally, we conclude my collection with 3 Pokemon movies that Miramax have. Unfortunately, I don't have Jirachi Wishmaker, which is very hard to find, and that was released by Paramount instead of Miramax, even though Miramax had the distribution that one. Anywho, I'm going to show it in reverse order, which I start off with Destiny Deoxys, which didn't get a DVD release in the UK for a very long time until 2012, when the brilliant chaps at Studio Canal finally gave it to us. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any bonus features, which is pretty annoying because the American version had it. Had a few bonus features, actually. I'll put that at the back. Next up is Pokemon Heroes, the movie, probably my favourite one, even though loads of people have said it's not meant to be the weakest, one of the more weaker Pokemon movies. Oh, it's already open. I didn't know that. Wait, close it. There we are. And finally, Pokemon Forever. There was a shot that came with a Pikachu's Peekaboo, but unfortunately, it's not being released on DVD here. Come on, Studio Canal, get your heads up and finally release the shorts on DVD. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. I know I've spent 14 or 15 minutes talking about these, but I am going to do another collection video soon, and if you have any comments related to most of Miramax titles, just put them in the comments below, and until then, I will see you later. Ta-ra!